We are Nate and Allie of Better Together Adventures, and we want to encourage you to get outside and ride. Hey everybody, this is Allie. I took a quick ride to work the other day and I had my GoPro and my GoPro set up. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do like just this rambling of this, just my thoughts on the ride to and from work. And when I got home, I was so disappointed to find out my audio didn't work. And I'm really frustrated because I've watched YouTube videos on how to set up the audio on the GoPro 8. I have the audio adapter, I have the microphone with the dead cat, I had my settings on powered mic. This is my fourth attempt, whatever it is now, to get the audio right on it. And yeah, it didn't work. So I'm gonna probably look into just getting the media mod, maybe trying it that way. Maybe trying. I know a couple people just do the Tascos, I think they're called, and they record their audio that way. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I know doing the voiceovers is kind of, I don't know, kind of. It's just not you're in the spur of the moment when you're riding, and like I was just rambling on about different things and talking about how I got into riding and why I decided to purchase Ylva. And it's just kind of not the same, sitting there a couple days later and reviewing the footage and talking about it. But I'll go ahead and share a little bit of what my thoughts were that day. And just a background on me, I am 51. This is my first full year riding motorcycles. I started last year at the age of 50. And that story came about because Nate, the other half of this, he took me on a ride on the back of his motorcycle. And he rides Pearl, who is a Suzuki SV1000S. And that is not a bike for passengers to begin with. And and he has a lot more experience than I am. And I was not comfortable being a passenger. I think I have a little bit of control issues. Well, I know I have control issues when it comes to driving and riding a motorcycle. So Nate bought me Annabelle, who is a 1982 Maxim 650, and I learned to ride on Annabelle. And she was an awesome bike. I did like 700 plus miles on her. And then at the end of last year in October, I decided I wanted something different. And I started looking for motorcycles. And I was looking for a Tracer 9. I was looking for a Tenere 700. I looked at the V-Strom, which I absolutely love the look of that bike. Unfortunately, when I sat on it, I did not love it. I'm 5'7", and I just did not feel comfortable on that bike. And at the end of last year, those motorcycles, and I don't know, I haven't looked for any, but I've heard they're still hard to find. And so we were going to Duluth, Minnesota, and we decided to stop in RJ's Sports and Cycle in Hermantown, Minnesota. And Ylva was on the floor, and I was like, you know what? Why not? I'm going to take her for a spin around the block. And so they kindly lent me a helmet, and I took her around the block, and I'm like, yeah, I like this. And I had no intention of buying a DCT. To be quite honest with you, I didn't even know DCT existed. And I really kind of liked it. As a new rider, I don't have to think about shifting. But not only that, as a older rider and someone who has issues with both hands and both elbows, my riding it's a lot more comfortable on her. I don't have the pain in my hands after a long ride like I was having with Annabelle. And so I think that's been the biggest bonus. And just not to mention, she's comfortable. She, like, it was like putting on a glove when I got on her. It was just absolutely amazing how comfortable she was. So that was in October of 2021, and I decided, you know what? If the bank will finance me, I'm buying her. So I don't even think I waited an hour for the phone call back that I got finance for her. So that was pretty awesome. So I'm really excited to purchase my first motorcycle, and yeah, pretty proud of myself about that. So I was just rambling along about, those different thoughts that were in my head about, being a woman, female motorcycle rider, and my fears going into riding motorcycles, and I still have those fears. I sometimes have to, especially when I'm riding by myself like this, I really have to talk myself into it. And I've spoken to a few other riders, not just women, but men as well, that, they have to sometimes too talk themselves into going out for a ride. And a little bit of background on that is that I've been a medical assistant for 20 some years, and I worked in orthopedics, I've worked in neurosurgery, I've worked in neurology, and now I'm working back in orthopedics. And in California, where I was previously, I've seen a lot of traumatic brain injuries. I've seen a lot of amputations, obviously broken bones, road rash. I've seen death from motorcycle riding. And you kind of build up that fear that, oh my God, that's extremely dangerous. And so it really took a lot of courage for me just to even get on the back of Nate's motorcycle that first time. I mean, a lot of courage. And then to get on my first motorcycle by myself, yeah. So at 50, I said, you know what? You have got to do something that you've always been afraid of doing. So why not ride a motorcycle? And I haven't regretted it one day since. It's been a learning experience at how brave I can be. Nate and I get to do things together. We get to travel and do things and see different cities, and it's awesome. We went motorcycle camping. We've been up in northern Minnesota. We went to western Minnesota, eastern Minnesota. Oh, let me just tell you right now, the one thing about me is I do not know my directions very well at all. So we've traveled, and we got a lot more travels that we want to do. We want to compete our iron butt together. Nate's already competed one iron butt, and we want to do one together. So we've got already the towns mapped out. We were planning on doing it this year. However, after doing a few 100-mile plus rides, neither one of us is ready to do that this year. And so hopefully that is our number one goal for next year, is to get that iron butt completed. Also, Pearl is pushing 90,000 miles on her. Nate's goal is to get 100,000 miles on her before he starts looking for a new motorcycle. And that'll be exciting for him to go out and find his perfect match, the one that he wants, and I'm excited to see what we bring home. So that was pretty much it. Doing a voiceover a couple days later isn't the same as riding and talking while you're out on the road. I had a lot of thoughts rambling through my head that morning, and now sitting here, 2 days later in the afternoon, I don't have those same thoughts rambling through my head. So I was really disappointed in that, but I'll keep trying. I'll keep trying to get that audio right and hopefully get out on more rides and hopefully encourage more, not just women. Obviously I want to encourage women to step outside of their comfort zone and do something that they've been afraid of doing or have always wanted to do. And not just women, I want to encourage men to do that as well. To be vulnerable and be open and take those risks and maybe fail at it. Just do something that you've always wanted to do. Live. I can talk to you about, having cancer and going through one ugly divorce, and always having these things that I wanted to do and kept putting them off and putting them off and putting them off and never did them because I was too afraid. And fear is something that can either be a motivator or it can really, really hold you back. And I find that 90% of the time it holds people back. And so I want to encourage people to get out there. Don't be held back by fear. Go do something that you wanted to do. Go travel to a state that you've always wanted to travel, or a country you've always wanted to travel to. Go buy a motorcycle, go on a ride, go swim with sharks, go skydiving, go do something, because I guarantee you that you'll always be wondering, what if? What if I did that? What if I quit this job and started a new job? What if I up and moved to Idaho that I've always wanted to move to and go live for a while? What if I took a job in another state for temporary? What if? Because if you don't, you'll never know. So that's my wise ramblings for this video, I guess. So I hope I do encourage, and I apologize for my security alarm going off. It is pouring rain outside, and I mean pouring rain. So the security camera is catching the raindrops falling down, so it keeps going off, so I do apologize for that. But if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I love interacting with people and talking about what we do and where we want to go. And if you have any suggestions for rides in Minnesota, eventually Wisconsin, Iowa, Canada, South and North Dakota, and eventually we'll get out further west to go visit some friends in New Mexico. That is the ultimate goal. And maybe get those friends to come here and go down south and ride. And that's pretty much it, guys. So until next time, please get outside and ride. Thank you for watching this. Please like and subscribe. And I want to say a huge thank you to 100 subscribers. I didn't think I was going to make 100, or we were going to make 100, but we did. And I am so over the moon about that. That is awesome. I know that watching these videos takes time out of your day, and I appreciate it very much for you guys spending a little bit of time on us and watching us.
There is only one of you, only one of me. There's a million of those who won't let us be, but they're not gonna see me bleed. Cause baby, I got you. I've been beaten to the ground, dragged across the dirt. I've been scared to live cause some people never learn, but they're not gonna watch me burn. Cause baby, I got you. Here's to new beginnings and a better life. Here's to dancing underneath the disco lights. They can try but they can never take me down. Ooh. Cause I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to love you. They always bring all the lonely, but with you here nothing can scare me. I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid to love, not afraid to Let's show them, let's show them.